full effect. So I'm going to take a deep color. And I'm going to align it going straight across in a horizontal pattern. Measure it to the edge of the hairline and then cut with the scissors. Now that I have sized the piece, I'm going to curve it along the hairline and start stitching this going straight across. For best results, try to make the stitches at least half an inch wide. You don't want to make them too big because you do not want slippage when applying the hair extensions or when the client is wearing the hair extensions. So an inch and a half would be great for someone who wants to wear hair extensions for a short period of time, and then half an inch would be better for someone who wants to wear the extensions for a longer period of time. So basically what that means is if the client wants to wear hair extensions for a very short period, you can make the stitches bigger, but if they plan on wearing it 3, 4, or 5 months, then you need to make those stitches ultra fine to secure the foundation of the hair. So we are moving straight across and stitching half an inch in a horizontal pattern. So as you can see, you can start seeing the highlight pattern start forming in the front. She has a natural looking highlight going throughout her hair. And this is achieved by alternating the two colors that we combined. As I'm moving on, I want to make sure that all of the stitches are secure. So when you come to the end of your thread, as I have done so here, when you start to resew, you want to stitch the same section of hair at least about 4 times. That way that piece will not slip out on you when the client is brushing their hair or shampooing their hair. So you want to make sure it's very secure for them. So we'll continue to move across in a horizontal pattern. Another tip is when you are sewing the hair, you can use your fingers to hold the thread while you are pulling it through the foundation, because you do not want tension on the client's hair scalp. So that is why I use my fingers to hold down the hair so you won't feel that tension when applying the hair extension. So we are coming around to the next section, or the next side of Nicole's hair. And we are going to finish with a lock stitch, which means we will tie the end of the thread when we get to the end of the weft. So again, we are going to tie the thread in a knot once we get to the end of the weft, and then this will prevent the weft from slipping. After I have applied the deep color weft, I am moving on to applying the lighter color weft directly above it. So underneath is the deeper tone, and then on top is the lighter tone, and we will continue to alternate for about 4 more rows. As I get to the end, I will knot the thread at least about 4 times to make sure this is secure. After I've completed that side, I will move over directly to the next side and do the same thing that I just did for that side. So I'm going to move over to this side and then apply a lighter color weft over the deeper color weft. So as I am applying the lighter color, I'm going to knot this thread at the beginning. Now remember, when you start at the beginning of all of the wefts, try to knot the thread at least 4 times to keep it secure. And then as you move towards the back, when you get to the end, knot it 4 times again to keep the weft secure.
The other day I was riding a bus and I was standing up and this lady was sitting down and I looked at the top of her head and I saw these like circular things going around the top of her head and I was wondering what that was.
What kind of things were they?
I guess it looked like hair wefts, so I don't know, I guess like some stitches or something
like
that.
Track? Or
yeah, I guess. So it looks like weft.
oh, okay, so you saw a track mama.
Yeah. What's a track mama?
A track mama is women that wear hair extensions that do not look believable, and you can see every weft. Like, I mean, you can literally look at the hair and see where the weft begins and the stitches and everything like that, especially along the top section.
It is wise you do not let the weft or the track show. A true artist takes their time and expertise to conceal these things. It is very shameful if your tracks are showing. If your tracks are showing, they will call you track mama.
Okay, so as we move on from there, we are getting to the top sections of the hair. Now, what we are going to show you is one of the most vital parts in doing a full head of hair extensions, which is closing the top. So what we are going to do is start moving around the head. We are going to start from over on the left side, and I'm going to take the thread and loop it through the hair. Now this is part of the final stages in the hair extension, so you have to make sure you're watching this very carefully.
Wow, that was really natural, the front. Can I go up close to look at it?
Sure, you can do it. I mean, touch it. You can go ahead.
Wow, look at that. That's amazing.
As you can see, it lies very flat, so there's no lumps or bumps or bumps. And if she wants to pull her hair back into a ponytail, you won't see those lumps going throughout her hair.
Like you usually see in other ways.
Right.
Well, what causes the lumps?
Well, the lumps is usually when people use like thick wefts of hair. Like this is a weft, and usually this is a weft, and usually people have their weft made very thick, which causes the bulk. But when you have the weft made very thin, it lays flatter along the hair, so you don't see those lumps. And then another thing is that the pattern that we use to create the foundation, most people do a cornrow going in a circle, and then when they finish and they get to the top, it's like a lump sitting on top of their hair, which looks almost like a helmet or a cone on top of their hair. But with this pattern, all of the hair is starting from a middle part and it's twisted going back. So the bulk is not on the top of the hair, and being that we flatten the back with the net, everything lays flat and there's no bulk in the finish itself.
Excellent.
So, are extensions only for short hair, or?
Well, extensions right now are a fashion craze. Like, if you notice, everyone's wearing extensions, from celebrities to politicians. And the good thing with extensions is that it enhances your image when you're wearing the hair extensions.
Okay, so are you closing the top now?
Yes. What we're doing is the last step in the hair extension process. And this is the most important step because this determines whether or not the hair extension will look natural.
Now, how do you get rid of seeing the circular thing that I was talking about at the top? How do you camouflage the hair extension so it looks completely natural?
Okay. What you need to do is continue going around in a circle at the top of the hair. Now you want to position the top closing at the top of the head, which is the cranium, but near the back. You do not want it too much close to the front because you do not want it to show. So
I tell you just tilt your head to the camera so we can see that a little bit better of what you're doing. Thank you.
So again,